Take pictures. Oh, yeah. Welcome to the Beauty of Boxing. I am here with Carley Thumper Skelly from the UK. You're from Liverpool?
Yeah,
How exciting. I've never been to the UK, but I mean, all I hear from Liverpool though is like, isn't it soccer or
yeah,
football?
big
Big
football, big in
football.
football, yeah.
Yeah, I always see the colors going around. I don't know them, but I mean, I see it all the time on
So
social
we've
media.
got Everton and Liverpool, and obviously my fella and two boys are all reds and I'm a blue, so it's quite a divide in our house when it's football time.
That's so cute. You have two boys?
Yeah.
Oh, I have one.
Oh, very
But
nice.
yeah, how old are your kids? And I even heard your son does boxing too. One of them.
Yeah, yeah. Aiden's 13, so he's had a couple of fights himself. And then we'll do like a little bit of tech sparring as well. He's the same weight and height as me. He's probably a little bit than me now. So
Yeah, my son is 10. I'm pretty sure we're the same weight and height too. So all of like our clothes we're kind of matching right now.
see, it works well for me now. He's wearing all nice clothes, and I'm like, oh, I'll just borrow that.
Right, exactly.
He's
Even
not
the
impressed
same
how it
shoes.
catches me.
I know. Even the same shoes because oh my gosh, they're so expensive, buying Jordans and whatever else these kids
So,
want. And so I'm like, hey, we wear the same size shoe. I'm going to take advantage while you're still 10 years old because I'm sure he's going to continue to grow and be huge. So
yeah, it's not going to last.
no, no, no.
How it goes.
So I'm so excited. The card that you're going to be on is a really big card coming from the. I know they rescheduled your fight a couple of times with her,
Yeah.
but I kind of think it's for the better now, don't you?
Yeah, 100%. It was originally meant to be in August, and then it was put back till the 2nd of October, and then again, that all fell through. And, like, it's always frustrating when, your date keeps getting changed and stuff, but it's given me longer in the gym. And then when I found out the card that it's going to be on, I was like, do you know what? It's worked out for the better. It was all meant to be.
Yeah, it was all meant to be, right? That's what I was thinking. And when I saw that it had been pushed back a couple of times, and the fact that the cards that you were going to be on were so much more smaller compared to this, and
Yeah.
then and it is a title fight. Was it going to be a title fight when it was on the other cards, or?
And it was always going to be, for the Super Bantamweight Commonwealth title. So, in all fairness, it's on the stage that it deserves to be. It should be on a bigger platform.
Right.
So just works out well.
Yeah, it did work out well. And then I saw yesterday that they added with Rankin and Savannah Marshall back to the
Yeah,
card, which
yeah,
is going to be super exciting. It always adds something because I was pretty excited. The card that they were previously going to fight on with Scottney was making her pro debut.
yeah.
And it always helps when there's a female fight on the card. It always helps the promotion.
Definitely. Yeah, it'll be nice to say like that. I was on this card and there was other females on it. Because at the minute, female boxing's just taken off like massively. So to look back one day and say, we were on a card with just not the only females. There was a few of us on there. It's
Right.
at the minute, it's history in the making for this year with the way the women's boxing's going. It's amazing.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe it. I've been covering boxing for a long time, but it's been such a manly sport that it hasn't been the women never got like noticed really well. And then I was always upset that women would have to go by like these masculinity standards, like the physicality of women. If you look sexy or if you look any remotely like a woman, they're like, oh, it's kind of a turn off, And it was
Yeah,
I really didn't care for watching women's boxing because it was so under the radar. And
yeah,
then these last 2 years, like everything has changed for women's boxing. It changed my opinion because I wasn't even watching women's boxing. So now I'm doing everything I can because women's boxing is totally taking off. There's so many of you good fighters, and I love, love, love that they're giving you guys opportunities that they are now. You guys, for you're 3-0,
yeah.
and you're fighting for a title. It's the best opportunities that you guys can get. I mean, we'll take them while we can, right? Like
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
so exciting. And I mean, most boxing is right now. Everybody is looking to the women who are coming up, and so it's really good because you guys are really going to get your names out there no matter what. This year, COVID, changed everything, and out of boxing, women promoted themselves, literally themselves,
Yeah,
to where you guys are. I can't say where to get where you guys are today. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like, I'm sure it's not been easy for you.
No, and I think every woman's like kind of been in the same. I think obviously like Katie Taylor's a big inspiration to a lot of female boxers. She's done so much, and since she's like took the stage and she's like done so well, you've seen a little bit more and more, and it's literally just it's spiraled from there. So yeah, definitely it's amazing, and it is hard. We have had to do like a lot of kind of just promote yourself and just get yourself
Mhm.
out there and earn the respect, as well as obviously, Katie Taylor, she's a great fighter. So when men have first watched her, they really enjoys watching her because they like the style of fighting. But maybe men have maybe been a bit reluctant to watch any of the female boxers, and they don't really want to watch women boxing. And the more they've seen, I think the more respect the women are earning, because some of the fights we've seen this year have been amazing. And a lot of people say sometimes, the female fights on the shows have outdone some of the men fights, and
Oh yeah.
and you've got to agree with that. Some of them have been phenomenal. So yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, the spotlight on women's boxing right now is amazing, and it's we don't have that many female fighters in the United States. We really don't. We
Yeah,
have Clarissa Shields, we have a couple in New York, Heather Hardy, but I mean, they've all, and then there's the Serrano sisters. Um, there's a couple of like champions in Mexico, but it's you guys in the UK. Oh my gosh, and even in Australia there's females that are coming up, and I've never seen the amount of like cards getting filled with female fighters. Like, I'm sure Eddie Hearn, he's doing an amazing job with
yeah.
Katie
You've
Taylor.
done well for women's boxing. I think there's a card coming up on in November 14th, I think, and there's a few title fights or female fights on that bill as well, which is amazing. And you can see they're all going to be good fights. There's a few really good boxers on there. So you've got Terry Harper again fighting, and Katie Taylor, and then we've got Big Joe Ball on there as well, all title fights. So there's a lot happening.
Yeah. So you were bantamweight before?
Yeah, all my fights have been bantamweight, and this has gone. We've gone up to super bantamweight for this, because I think the super bantamweight title was vacant,
Right. Yeah.
and the girl who I'm fighting, her coach has seen it was vacant and put her forwards for it, and luckily enough got in touch with me, and
Yeah. It was, again, good timing and everything
yeah,
worked out really well, right?
yeah.
That's super exciting. Moving up in weight, you don't think that there is going to be any consequences, or are you training and have that in the back of your mind that because you are moving up in weight, there's going to be a change in power, a change in pace, anything that you think that might be different because you are moving up in weight, even if it is 5 pounds, whatever.
Yeah, the thing with me with the weight, it's always the height the issue with me. Like, I'm always a smaller boxer, so that's the only thing. But regardless of what weight I'm at, I'm small. I'm 5'1". I'm always going to be small.
I'm 5 foot. Yeah, I'm 5 foot. We aren't going anywhere, right?
I'm with some really, really tall girls. Even when I was boxing in the amateurs at 51, I was boxing girls who were like ridiculously taller than me. So it's not something that's going to be new for me. It's something I'm used to anyway. I've always had to adapt to that taller boxer. And when it comes to like the weight and punching power, I spar some of the lads that I've been in with sparring, the heavier national championships that they've won as amateurs are just unreal. So I'm used to taking a good few knocks. So,
You're ready. That's exciting.
Definitely ready for it.
Yeah. Well, because I always see when fighters, we just got a good example. Lomachenko, he's normally like a 126 fighter, and he fought at 135 this weekend, and he obviously lost, and I'm sure that has to be hard for him. But the amount of people don't understand when you're changing that weight and you're not prepared physically for it. There's a difference. There's a difference. Even if it's 5 pounds, there's a difference. So that's it's. I mean, it's pretty brave that you're moving up from bantam to super bantam on a title shot. Well, but I mean, obviously you're ready for it, and it's so super exciting. I'm sorry that beep there. Um, what kind of amateur background did you have? Because I didn't read up on it.
So I only started boxing when I was 29. I'd literally just done like a charity fight to start off with.
And a charity fight?
20, yeah, I'm 33 now. 29 is when I started. Yeah, so got into it really late, and it's just kind of like spiraled from there. After doing the charity fight, you know, when you just do something, you just think, oh, I love it. Like, this is like amazing.
Yeah.
And my partner Paul, he used to box himself, and he watched it and was like, you did do really well there. Why don't you keep doing it? So he took me to his amateur gym where he used to box, and we literally went in, and from there it just started. And I think really quickly I went into the ABAs and got to the final. I lost in the final, but the girl had like 100 odd fights. I'd only had 10 fights, and just from then I ended up boxing for England and GB Championships. Went over to Holland in the Eindhoven Box Cup and represented me region, and I just took to it. Really, really loved it. But I did come across a few decisions which maybe, you know, I wouldn't have agreed with, and I thought, I'm 33, I'm a mum, I could do without all this job. Right. Where am I going with this? That was why I took the step. I thought, you know what, I'm going to turn pro and see where this takes me. And I've had 3, I've won 3, and I'm just loving every minute of it, all of it.
That's so cute. That's how, like, for me too, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, when I had no idea about boxing media. I covered boxing because I love boxing. I just, I just was posting fights and everything. That's what I like to do. And then I got introduced to boxing media, and being, like, I was in love. Like, automatically I was like, what is going on? Like, I love this. This is perfect. This is a perfect fit. But I do work for a promoter in LA. So yeah, so I do the PR and marketing for our small. It's very small. It's only been 2 years that we've had our promotion, but we're trying to move things along, and I understand how hard it is during COVID for you guys, being with the gyms closed. How long has your camp been now that it's three times we scheduled this fight?
So I think when was it? I think the end of May possibly is when we got told. So because I was like pretty much through June and July. Told that it maybe mid-July.
Screaming. My niece has decided to start screaming right now.
And then mid-July we got told it's going to get put back maybe September time. So we tapered a little bit and then picked it up a little bit again, thinking it was maybe September. And then it all got announced then for 2nd of October. And then again, that one fell through. It was just like one of those things. But you can't moan about it. I've had loads of time in the gym to work on stuff, so I can look at the positives. I've done a lot of tech in between and developed my skills. And there's people out there who are struggling to get fights, and we're lucky to have the opportunity. So it's been a little bit difficult at times, but it's worked out for the best. Like you say, the card that we're on as well.
Right. And I'm sure this I've been talking to people and trying to obviously research and watch your fights. So I was talking to another fighter. He's a pro in I think he's in London. And we were watching, and he's like, "Oh, she's gonna have a good fight on her hands." And I said, "Who? Amy or Carley?" And she said, "Amy. Carley's gonna give it to her." She's like, I can see her power. He's like, "That's gonna be a good fight." And I was thinking, like, okay, that's gonna be a problem. But I don't know. Does Amy, is she moving up in weight or no? Is she a bantam?
So she's moving up in weight. I think, I suppose she's been boxing as a bantam. I know in the amateurs, though, she was heavier than me. So she's come down maybe in a little bit of weight since going amateur to pro. And then she's stepping up again, as far as I'm aware. But, yeah, I think we're both in the same situation, really, and we're stepping up for this one.
Yeah, that's really good that both of you guys are on the same plane level, because really watching your guys' fights, like I know you're going to be a problem for her stylistically.
Yeah,
And I feel like you have more power. But she's technically she's very technical and she's young, and so I think this is a really good match for you guys. Like, I mean, there's really, like, I'm looking at both, your guys's resumes. You guys have fought the same people. You guys are, and so I'm kind of, you guys are both stepping up, so this is going to be super super good fight, and I really really hope people tune in and watch. It's going to be on Sky Sports.
yeah, Sky Sports box office.
What about is it going to be on DAZN?
I'm not 100% sure. I think it might be.
I think that's where we're going to be able to see it in the United States.
I think it is.
So yes, I hope everybody tunes in October 31st for your next fight. It's going to be on obviously the undercard of the Usyk and Chisora. How do you see that fight going?
So I am going to go possibly Usyk on points.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
Yeah. Obviously, there's a stoppage throughout. I'm gonna be going with Chisora for the stoppage, but if it goes all the way, and I think it could do, then yeah, Usyk.
I'm not sure if Chisora can make it all 12 rounds, but because they're both really good fighters, and just that, but because they're in the weight class, there's always a chance for a knockout.
Yeah, definitely.
A big one too. There's always a chance for a knockout, but those guys.
It's always a surprise. In heavyweight, you come back and you think who's going to win, but it just takes that one punch and
that's heavyweight boxing is so insane. I never really. I love like the flyweights. I like Asian fighters. My promoter is Asian, and so we deal with a lot of. We try to bring in a lot of Asian fighters from the Philippines, from Thailand. And so, and obviously Japan, Korea, and I kind of focus on 130-pound divisions and down, but the heavyweight division came back so strong with Tyson Fury that, I mean, everybody's so involved. You know what I mean? It's so exciting, and knowing that fight is on October 31st. Oh my gosh, there is so many fights that day.
There's loads coming up, isn't there, as well? There's like a lot. It's exciting.
Yeah. Because Tank and Gervonta and Leo Santa Cruz are fighting.
That's on the same night, isn't it? That's on the 31st, because it was meant to be the week before, I think, wasn't it?
Right. It was supposed to be the 24th, and then they moved it because in California we can't have fans, so we're still without fans. But Texas, right next door to us, they're
fans.
I think they're doing shows with 1,000 capacity,
right? And
we can sell tickets. So they're kind of moving everything to Texas right now. So it's okay. We're in Florida too. Florida, I guess, is totally popping with fights and boxing, but not for us in California. We're stuck, no fans, just on TV. But I mean, on the 31st, I have to have my day planned because we have your guys' fight in the morning. I'm sorry, my mouth got super dry. We have the Matchroom fights in the morning for us. Right. Your guys, obviously, for a night, but for the morning. And then after you guys, we have the Showbox pay-per-view, which is the Tank and Leo Santa Cruz. And then after that, we have Top Rank, and Top Rank's bringing us Inoue and Maloney from Australia. Right. And so and then Michaela Mayer, she's fighting also on that undercard. So we literally have 3 cards back to back all day on Halloween, which I can't complain. But I mean, how are your kids doing with no Halloween? I mean, I don't know. Do you guys have Halloween over there, or are you guys?
We usually do. And my youngest is 8, Thomas. So when I found out, obviously, the card that I was on, I was like, guess what? My fight's been announced, because he's literally been saying, Mum, when is it? Right. So when I told him it'd been announced, I told him what the card was on. He was made up. And then he was like, wait there a minute. what about Halloween? Am I still going trick or treating? So I was like, yeah, but just not with me, sorry mate. So luckily enough, I've got a good family around me, and my sister will take him out with my nieces and stuff, so he'll still get to, well, I'm saying he'll still get to do trick or treating. I don't know if we're allowed out and whether anyone's going to answer the doors.
I know, that's what I'm worried about, because my son, since he's 10, he's like, oh, what am I going to wear for Halloween? And I'm kind of thinking, like, I don't know if we're doing Halloween this weekend, because I don't know if they're going to even let you go out. Here where we live, it's kind of a small area, so I doubt they're going to have anything for Halloween. And I told him I don't even know if we're going to dress up or anything, because it's kind of pointless, if you're not going anywhere. But I feel bad. But I mean, it's a good day for us because we get boxing all day.
Yeah.
Halloween for the babies. But I mean,
it's a shame.
I know. I wonder what they're gonna do. My son will be with my mom, so I'm sure they're gonna have like pumpkin carving or something, because they're not gonna be able to go out. And I am definitely going to be stuck watching boxing all day and reporting on it and everything. So I'm sure it's gonna be wild. I wanted you really quickly to mention for this next fight, because you are getting a lot more attention, obviously, because this is a step up, and it's a title fight, and it's on Sky, Matchroom. It's a big deal. But I just wanted to give you an opportunity to thank your sponsors for giving you, helping you, obviously, through COVID, and here for your training and your fight on the 31st. I know you gave me the list of them.
Yeah, I've actually got a list now. I've had so many that have come on board quite recently as well. So I think I've got 9 now. So I've got my little list here. So if I can just give them all a shout out.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to say a big shout out for all my sponsors. Some of them have been with me from the beginning, when I turned over pro, and I've had more that's joined along the way. And you have literally made, just a normal one's dreams come true, from helping me to be able to put the time and commitment in the gym and just focus on what I need to focus on. It's just been like a massive support, and I'm so grateful. So I just want to give SLJ Civils Limited, Autocarerepair, Williamson's Butchers, Parnells Sports Bar, Liverpool Canine Fertility, My Body Therapy, Cryo Clinic, Sports Involved, and Universal Staffing Solutions. Yous have all been like a massive part of my journey. And for people who are listening, if you don't already follow any of these, give them a follow, and they are just an amazing bunch of people. Love yous.
And then go ahead and let everybody know where they can follow your career. I know on Twitter and Instagram. Your
on Twitter, and Instagram, I'm on Carley Thumper Skelly. Facebook is Cary Skelly.
And of course, you can follow us on Instagram, The Beauty of Boxing. Twitter is Beauty and Boxing. And then, of course, the YouTube channel, The Beauty of Boxing. We will be live checking in with you guys after your fights. Hopefully, I can get a little update. But, of course, you can also listen on Apple Podcasts, on Google Play. We're on Spotify, pretty much everywhere. I'm sure you can go to Anchor. And then I don't even know if I missed anything. I'm sure they're all there. But
I have to make myself a little list. There's so much.
I know. My notes are everywhere, but I write notes, but I go all over the place. I start here, and then I'm over here at the top. I usually try in the beginning to throw out, where you can follow me. Oh, because I'm on Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, Breaker, and Radio Public, and Overcast. So I have to try to remember all of those things, plus my Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. So it's a big mess, but I'm going to link everything, obviously, down below, and so you guys can check that out. But thank you for your time. I super appreciate you coming on the show, and thank you for, taking time out of your schedule. I'm sure you're a mom, you have a regular job, you're a fighter, you're everything, got it going on.
Thank you for asking me onto it. I really enjoyed it. It's been really nice.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna go ahead and end the broadcast, and we'll get a checkup with Carley after her fight, after October 31st. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.